What is up, guys? JD here. Hope you're doing well today. We're going to be doing a little update and talk a little bit more about my M&P 2.0. Let's get it. All right, guys. So as you can see, nothing in the chamber and no magazine in the gun itself. We're just going to actually talk about some of the impressions and kind of give like a little bit of a long-term update. So this is one of the first versions of the core that are out there. I don't know if there's like a core 2.0, I believe that's out there, but I just kind of wanted to talk about long term on this one. This has been by far one of my most favorite pistols that I've had to date. It's just fun to shoot, very reliable. I love the ergos on it, and I'm just very familiar after 3 years of having this one, of using it, and just my experience with it has been really awesome. Now, when I got it, they were still doing those curved triggers, which I didn't love. So I was really happy to see on the Shield Plus and the newer versions of the 2.0 that they went to that flat polymer trigger. So I really like that. Like I said, it is. I like the one that is on the Shield so much that I don't feel compelled to swap it out. I did on this one, and I changed the reset and the poundage and everything. And I don't have my cap out here, so I would put the cap in there because I don't like to dry fire my pistols, whether it's safe to do so or not. I just don't really like to do that. Now, I will say the Apex trigger on here has been super reliable. It has functioned very well. It has very good fitment, in my opinion. There's little to no play or wobble with it at all. It feels very consistent with the take up. So the dongle here for the drop safe does work very well. It seems like, if it were to bounce around or get caught on something, it would have to catch the whole thing to move it before it would pull that trigger. And as far as the trigger reset, let me just grab the caps so I can show that to you. All right, so I'm going to bring my wife's over here because I think that'll accomplish a couple of things. So my wife and I got ours around the same time. She just got the plain Jane 2.0 for home defense and, for her to get comfortable with shooting. And as you can see, the OG ones had the curved trigger, very reminiscent of what you find on like the CZs. I personally don't really like that. I like the flat trigger. I think it's a nicer engagement, especially for someone like myself with really large hands. The round, and I'm going to go ahead and insert the blank caps here so that I don't damage my firing pins. But you can see, there we go. We need to get hers broken on a little bit more. Hers has not been shot with nearly as much as mine has. So you can see with mine, I'm able to kind of just drop it in there, no issues whatsoever. Anyway, as I was saying, with the OG trigger, and I don't have this issue with the flat, I'm having the bottom kind of hit my finger before anything else. So it makes it very uncomfortable for me. The other thing too, that is a lot of take up before you get to the trigger. And I'm still squeezing, and we're there. So it's all the way back there. And then the reset is there. So that is a pretty good take up for the reset. Now with the Apex, it is a lot less take up. So you're there already. So that is all your take up, and that is your firing, and that's your reset. So it is a big performance upgrade with the Apex trigger. And like I said, it's been pretty durable. Let's see here. I don't know if it was during installation or when I've carried it around, the anodized aluminum coating on there. Not anodized, the coating. I don't know what type of coating they put on the aluminum. Pretty durable, because I remember hitting something against it. I could hear it, and I was like, well, there's my first scratch. And I came over here, and it looks like it actually darkened it more than lightened it up. Like I mentioned, both of these, even though the 2.0 had the core update on it, I didn't really notice a huge difference on the stimpling. They feel about the same to me as far as the grip goes. I didn't really notice too much of a difference. The core did add the additional serrations up there, the fish scales up at the front. And then obviously because it was optic ready, it came with, and I never swapped them out, but it came with the co-witness sights where she just has, like with the plain Jane, she has the original sights. So I did want to kind of talk a little bit about some of the differences, but as far as the longevity, I left hers over there. I was like, what did I do with her mag? They're the same, doesn't matter, but her mag is over there. The longevity on this has just been, really awesome. I've been very reliable. I've not had any misfeeds. The only issue that I had with my Shield Plus is one of the magazines failed. The spring and the cartridge itself, for some reason, don't want to return all the way up when empty. It gets getting hung up. So, like the last bullets, the two bullets, one wants to feed in the chamber and the other one wants to come up with it. So, it kind of gets hung up and it won't feed properly. But that was a magazine issue, not an issue with the weapon. I probably have somewhere between 500 and 1,000 rounds through this one. I would say probably 1,000 realistically. I've also had the Holosun on here ever since I bought it. So Holosun has been on there for 3 years and it has been uber reliable. I'm just replacing the battery once a year. Now, having said that, I've had the Holosun a long time and now I have the Vortex Defender with the 6 MOA dot on it with the Shield Plus, and I have kind of gotten spoiled by that. But what I will say, this feels like I can be a little bit more precise with it because it doesn't take up as much of the target area. I also like the fact that with the 507, it actually, with the deck, and I don't know if the 47 does this or not, probably does. But with this one, what happens is it when you go outside, the sensors pick up the light, and that deck actually helps increase the brightness. So it has like this auto dimming, auto bright feature to it, and that's something that I really, really, really enjoy. One thing that I've decided to do, I have ordered the Performance Center slide for this particular version, so this particular weapon. So I'm going to swap my sight over and I'm going to give this slide to the wife, and then we are going to put a red dot on hers. So I'm super excited about that. Actually, I think we're going to, yeah, I think am I giving, I got to remember what I'm doing now. I think I'm giving her the Hollow Sun, and I think I'm trying 2 new red dots. So I showed her this. I got her a polymer Apex trigger coming in. Hopefully she's not listening because she's here today. That is going to be like a stocking stuffer, just something to give her for Christmas. And then I'm going to swap this slide over to hers, and we're going to put a friend of mine. I can't remember the recommendation, so my editor will have to put that on the screen. Recommended a dot to try in lieu of this one, and it'll be my first enclosed dot. So I am interested to try that. I haven't tried them yet. This hasn't been too difficult to clean. I will say if lint does get up underneath the deck lid, I do have to have like a Q-tip or something soft that I'm comfortable going up against the lens to kind of clean. But really the Defender CCW that I have on the Shield has been a little bit easier to clean. I can take like my shirt and kind of bunch it up and it'll hit the top of that lid because it's not quite as far back as it is on these corners with that curvature on there. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of share and do this update. Thought it'd be something fun to share with you guys. Let me know if you have any questions about it or anything like that. This, still has, I think they still do this, the tool with the interchangeable back straps on here. I just have the one that I like that fits my hand the most. And I think my wife, if I remember right, I think she swapped down on hers. I don't think hers quite stick out. And actually, do they have the size on it? Check that real quick. We can check that real quick. Oh, no. And you guys are, somebody's probably screaming at me like it's on this part here. I don't know. I don't think she wanted it changed. I don't think we went down in size or anything for her, but she might remember more than I do. Let me see. Is my, yeah, the cap's still in there. Gosh, they feel the same. Yeah, I think she's using the same one that I do. So I don't know if she ever looked at changing that out or not, but I will. Wrong one. I will definitely share some of the follow-up videos and her impressions, unless she's willing to talk on camera at least about her thoughts on this. I'd love to get some footage showing her shooting and kind of getting reacclimated with the firearm with the upgrades and see what she thinks. I'd like to take her out there with it like this and let her shoot this and then kind of make the change and see what she says and see what she thinks. Anyway, let me know if you guys have any thoughts or impressions. If you enjoyed the video, a like would be appreciated. Your subscription is a great way to help the channel. And that's it for me. I'm out of here. Catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye.